Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Robbie here again for another video. Today I'm going to do a little bit of a how I afforded my car kind of thing, and it's also going to be a little bit of a response to the Shanks video that he put out. Basically, he was saying how his dad bought him an STI and whatever, and this is in no way to start controversy, it's just because he sparked the thought of the topic in my mind. What I'm going to be talking to you about is how I afforded one 2011 Cruise. I bought that when I was 17, still in high school in grade 12. It had 29,000 kilometers on it, and it was $11,500. And then I also have my S10, but that was like $200, so that one doesn't really count. And now I'm onto this car that I bought when I was 19, brand new Subaru BRZ at the age of 19. So what people don't understand is that you need a loan to get a car. People think that, oh, how did you afford to buy this car brand new? No one can afford to really do that. Like, there's no way that anybody that you see that has really, really nice cars, unless they're loaded, like if they're really, really rich and they have a lot of money and they just put it all down on a car, that's understandable. But if you're talking about someone who has a really nice car, like I was 19 when I bought this brand new, obviously I didn't buy the whole thing right out, but people seem to think for some reason that if you had enough money to buy that car, that you're rich and, you know, that you must have bought the car, you must have bought it right out, or you have a lot of money, or whatever the case is, and they're really not right. So I'm going to start by telling you guys how I got my first car, my Cruise, and if you're not interested in that and you want to know how I got this car, you can just, you know, skip ahead to that part. But if you're interested, the Cruise is a big part of how I got this car, so I mean, it kind of all ties itself together. So basically, I was saving a lot of money to go to school when I graduated high school. Not a lot, but I mean, I worked a fair bit. I did a lot of partying and stuff in high school, so I wasn't like loaded. I didn't have a whole lot of money saved up, but I was pretty good with my money. I was pretty good at saving money and allocating myself just enough. It's nothing really. I just have always been good with my money, and I know what I want, and if I know what I want, I'm able to get it. Because if I knew I wanted a car, I was able to set aside enough money that I knew one day I could get that car. So I saved up a bunch of money, and I had about, I think, like $6,000 saved up. Holy shit, that was a big rock. And it's right behind, it's literally right where the mount is, so I don't know if that chipped anything. Anyways, I had about $6,000 saved up. I started looking at like cheap, you know, kind of just beater, first car type things. And as I got closer and closer to graduating, I actually learned that my grandparents had a trust fund saved up for me to go to school. Now, this does not, I still would have had a car either way, and I still would have been able to get the exact same car I got. That's what people don't understand. I went out and I took all that money that I was going to use to go to school, and I put on a down payment towards my Cruise. But that did not mean that I couldn't have done that either way, because only $2,000 a semester, I spent way more than that in that first semester on just money on the car. I spent $2,000 strictly on the sound system in that car. Like, if I did have to pay for my school, I just wouldn't have been able to do like rims, tires, sound system, everything I ever did to that car. It wouldn't have been able to happen, but I still would have been able to get that car. But how did I get that car? I couldn't get a loan, and I couldn't get, you know, financed for anything. So this is something that all of you guys have this. When you are born, I guess, your parents make you a bank account, right? And it's linked to theirs. It's just like an add-on to their account for you. So what I did was my mom got the car loan in her name, and then since I still had an account with the same bank that she was with, and I never really took my banking into my own hands yet, she was able to get that loan and take the payments. It was all in her name, but because she opened my bank account for me when I was born, she was able to take the payments out of my account. And if we weren't able to do this, what we were going to do was she was going to take the payments out of her account, and we were going to set up an automatic transfer from my account to hers on the same day, bi-weekly, so that it all would happen the same anyways. There's not really a whole big, you know, secret to how to buy a car. It's really straightforward. If you have someone that can get you that loan, if you don't have someone that can get you that loan, you're more limited to, okay, buying a car that you have enough money saved up for. But if you have parents who can get you that loan, that makes everything possible, and most people do have that circumstance. People were like, oh man, how did you do that? It was just, it was simple. It really was. But now on to this, the BRZ. So I bought this. Now I bought that Cruise when I was 17. I bought this when I was 19. Now this is where it's going to relate back to that Evan Shanks thing I was talking about. So I love Evan Shanks. I've been subscribed to him for a long time. This is nothing against him. But when I was watching his video of how did I afford my STI at 18, it really kind of irked me when he said, I can promise you that unless they are like YouTube famous or famous in just general and loaded, I can promise you that they did not pay for that car. And the only reason that upsets me is because I really did pay for this car, and a lot of other people do too. And I don't want people thinking, you know, like, I can't do this, so there's no way you can do this. You can. It's in your reach. You really can. And I don't know why he said that, because unless mommy or daddy paid for it is completely wrong, because mommy or daddy don't have to pay for anything, and you can still go get yourself a brand new car. Unless mommy or daddy paid for it, no one who's that age has enough credit built up. Now, when it comes to the credit being built up, yes, some people don't have a lot of credit, and when they're young, they have bad credit, and whatever. That whole thing can still be done the way I said it the first time, where mom or dad takes out the loan, and you put it in their name, and you make the payments. That's still completely feasible, no matter how old you are. You can still do that. But in my case, I did have enough credit built up, because I was smart with my money, and a lot of other people are smart with their money too. So I went there, and I applied. My dad co-signed for the loan. I applied for a loan. I got approved, and I bought a $35,000 car at 19 with $2,000 down. I sold my Cruise. I kept some of the money. I put $2,000 of it down on this, and there you go. I went in there and I bought the car. I took a little bit of what was left and used that to make my first couple payments. But I mean, I work full time in and out of school. When I'm in school, I just have to have a job where the hours are flexible. Like, if you guys want this, you'll understand. You can go get a job at any McDonald's, any Tim Hortons. Okay, yeah, that's not where you want to be, or that's not going to lead you towards your career, but is it going to help you right now? Because if the answer is yes, or if you can find a job where it does help you right now, and the answer is yes, guys, just do it. Because, like, the fact that I got approved on this car at 19 means a whole world of better things for me as I get older, because I have all this credit built up now. So I literally, when I bought the Subaru, I just went there and I was like, hey guys, I want to buy this car. I applied for credit. If I didn't get approved, I was going to do the same thing as the Cruise, but I did get approved, so, you know, it just came out of my name. But if there's a lot of people out there that work hard, and I really don't want them thinking that they can't do it unless mommy or daddy helps them, because to me, that's a load of crap. And like I said, I've been doing mods to this car, and I did mods to the Cruise and stuff like that. And I mean, if I had to pay for my own schooling, which again is only $2,000 a semester, which is only $4,000 a year, which is really affordable. But if I had to pay for that myself, it would have been completely feasible. I just couldn't have spent as much money on the car as I did. I still could have bought both of these cars. I just couldn't have spent as much money upgrading them and putting stuff on them as I did. And you guys cannot limit yourselves to what you see on the internet or what you hear from your friends, you know, who are stupid with their money and spend it every weekend and go out and do whatever they want. And really, anything is possible. And if you set your mind to it and you set goals for yourself and you say, you know what, this is how much money I want to have saved up because I want to buy a brand new car, and you set those goals and you tell yourself, this is what I want to do and this is how I'm going to do it, you guys can achieve anything you want. You can set out, I mean, I could have not bought that Cruise and waited one more year and bought this at the age of 18. But I didn't. I was irrational. Doesn't matter. The point is, guys, you can do anything you want, and don't limit yourself, and don't think that just because you hear some of this stuff on the internet or people that have, you know, you idolize tell you you can't do this unless mom or daddy buys it. Don't believe that, because that's not always the case. And more importantly, guys, just remember to do what makes you happy. Because if cars is what makes you happy, and, you know, buying a car is gonna make you happy, then that's what you gotta do. But if buying a car and modding it is what's gonna make you happy, then do that. Buy a cheaper car. It doesn't matter if it's something your friends are gonna make fun of you for, or, you know, maybe your parents don't like the fact that you bought that car. You live your life once, and if you spend your whole life trying to impress other people and making them happy, you're gonna forget to make yourself happy, and in return, you're gonna wake up one day and go, wow, I should have bought this, I should have done this, I should have not, whatever, because you were trying to make other people happy. Were my parents thrilled when I told them, you know what, I don't want to buy this cheap car, I want to finance it? Not overly, but they supported me because they knew it was a right decision. Now, were they happy when I started spending a lot of money on these cars? No. But did it make me happy? And that's the answer is yes. And I don't regret it. And they see how it makes me happy, and it's okay. And there's too many people who are worried, you know, like, for instance, Brad the other day was over, and he was like, oh, I can't take the front license plate off my car because when I go home, my dad's not going to like that. But if it's going to make him happy, it's not his dad's car. It's his car. Like, it's your car. If you spent the money and you worked hard and you make the decisions and that's what you want to do, guys, and that's what's going to make you happy. Whatever it is, if it's going to make you happy. It doesn't matter what anybody thinks, what anybody says, what the internet is all about. If you want to drive an automatic, drive an automatic. Do what makes you happy, and you will never regret anything that you've done. That's what I'm going to leave you guys with. Please remember, guys, don't ever limit yourself to anything. You can always get whatever you set out to get, and just always do what makes you happy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all of you. And until next time, peace out.